Yeah, yeah, like that. Tell the people that phony water is back. Like that. Tell the people that phony water is back. Like that.
You are tuned into the W Show on Sideline Sports Talk Network and 100.1 FM, Kansas City. Live from Radio Row in San Francisco, California. Brought to you by Gates Barbecue, the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, Dillard Zona Rosa, the Soul of Santa, Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services, and Wood Nissan.
All right, back here live on Radio Row, day 6, Friday morning. If you're in KC, of course, it's 11 o'clock, getting ready to go to lunch. But we appreciate you hanging out with us on this happy Friday. I heard yesterday that somebody was calling today Tequila Friday. We'll get into that later. The vibes was flowing last night, and we got, just so happened, my guy, the Chief Vibe Officer.
CVO. Launching a website very soon.
Yeah,
Wow.
Cam Rogers with Believe Network, man. What's happening?
You know, here we are. It's Friday. Talked about it before we went on air. This feels like the week between Christmas and New Year's. Nobody knows what day it is. Eat your butt off. It's fine. Calories don't count. But it's been such a rewarding week as always. And you guys every year outdo yourselves with your setup. This is amazing.
Thank you. Man, talk about Believe, man. What you guys got going on? I know we've been rocking with you guys since 2019?
Yeah. This is my 7th Radio Row, employee number 1 at the network. And it's so great to see all the shows being created and bringing new shows on board with pre-existing audiences. We have some great talent now. Jonathan Stewart, Lorenzo Neal is here on campus, if you will. Carl Banks, Giants legend, Matt Sims, Phil Sims are here on the network. And of course, on the Chiefs side of things, Joe Valerio is still doing our show. The leading touchdown receiver amongst offensive linemen, fun fact. He caught a few from Joe Montana back in the day with Kansas City.
The Joe Montana.
So yeah, Believe Network is moving and grooving. We just actually announced a VP of sales. So we're building out an internal sales team, which is really exciting.
Indeed.
And you gotta love Braun, our founder, super cool California surfer guy with a great vision for the company. So
You mentioned year 7. Does it change for you at all? I know for us, this is year 7 as well.
Yeah.
And has it changed for you at all?
When I first got to Atlanta in 2019, I was like eyes wide open. What's going on right now? You know, I was a 24-year-old, something along those lines. And here we are now, year 7. I feel like I really have a groove in terms of what we can do to prepare. Now, of course, things change, right? It's a fluid situation this week. Schedules change. But I think here in year 7, it feels a lot different, obviously, than my first year. And, you know, doing all these appearances is a blast. And I've, you know, in the course of the last 5+ years, have built out a nice portfolio of TV appearances. I don't know if you guys have seen, but Fox 5 DC, I've been going on there weekly now as a sports contributor, but also hosting on their lifestyle shows. Hence why I weave in the fact that I am a dating app expert. Talk about my Hinge profile on live TV. Ladies, why not?
Swipe right.
Nah, that's funny. Let's talk about the game, because I know you talk a lot about sports on the network. Who are you liking Sunday? Like, what are you seeing out there?
What I'm really zoning in on is the fact that the Seattle Seahawks can create pressure without blitzing. It kind of reminds me of the Giants in 07, the Giants in 2011, who beat the Patriots with that same formula. And listen, Drake May has not looked good in the playoffs. No. I understand he's been playing top 10 defenses, but this is the number 1 scoring defense. So the toughest he's going to face all year long. And the Patriots offensive line has continually struggled in terms of pass protection. The game is won and lost in that scenario, in my opinion, because once you get pressure on Drake, those turnovers happen, and then extra possessions for that offense with JSN and Sam Darnold, who's playing really well. I'm hearing a lot of buzz around here that this could be a blowout. Not necessarily Denver and Seattle, but still a blowout in some way, shape, or form. So.
Or Eagles Chiefs.
Eagles Chiefs.
That was another team.
Sorry, guys.
That was another team that did
I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say anything. But it's all right. It's all right.
No,
does that feel weird, by the way? Sour. No Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, it's been really weird. I mean, the past few years, I mean, we've had to run the practices, had to do, we had to weave in Radio Row with practice, and the drive back and forth is just crazy.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think. Kind of a weird season, too. No Mahomes in the playoffs, no Burrow, no Lamar. I'm a Ravens fan. Kind of a weird year for us.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen with an early exit, and here we go with Drake May.
Did you see that coming? Like the top teams have been in the playoffs for the past couple of years, not in it or not making it far.
Certainly did not see that. I mean, the Patriots were 80-1 preseason to win the Super Bowl, and here they are. I think Seattle was like 50-1. So this is kind of like, you know, an underdog story Super Bowl for both teams. Really did not expect either to be here. I thought the Rams going into the playoffs were actually going to be here. I thought they were the most complete team in the NFL. Yeah. Obviously not the case. There's this moniker that, the Patriots had an easy schedule. I don't really believe in that because, listen, all of these guys are paid to be good at football. The differential in talent from one team to another is so razor thin. This is not like Alabama playing the Citadel. You know what I mean? So, I hate that narrative, but on the other side of things, it's clear that the offense is struggling and they're going into a buzzsaw here with the Seattle front seven.
No, definitely. And then you being a Ravens guy, are you excited about this new offensive coordinator?
I am. I think the staff is interesting. Listen, John Harbaugh is the only head coach I've known because I became a fan in 2008. And so I'm nostalgic for that, but I also understand he did run his course. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I want my quarterback to be happy, right? I prefer that over keeping John Harbaugh. So, yeah, I think Minter probably got high praise from Jim Harbaugh over there in Los Angeles. And listen, trust in the EDC, Eric DaCosta, the Ravens organization, they know what they're doing. So I am optimistic about the season to come. We got to build out that defense. But listen, at the end of the day, I just want to watch a good product on the football field, and I will get that out of Lamar. I'm not going to get that necessarily week to week with Jarrett Stidham. You know what I mean? So I'm just grateful for that.
They got to get Lamar some help, though. I mean, I think they've relied on Lamar too much. You know, and just expected him to just make magic happen. And beginning of the season, yes, but then once the ebbs and flows of the season happens, it just kind of tails off at the very end.
Well, we need an alpha wide receiver one. I think Zay Flowers is great. He's twitchy. He's tough to tackle, but we need that go up and get it, box out basketball kind of wide receiver like a Mike Evans or like an Anquan Bolden who we had way back when with Joe Flacco, who, by the way, I saw roaming earlier this year. Like, hey, yeah. So we definitely need some help on the outside there on offense and then, you know, kind of resetting on defense, it seems like.
I don't feel like Harbaugh used Derrick Henry the correct way. I mean, even when he first got there were some, you know, when they played Kansas City, he took him out of the game, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? It just doesn't seem like. So maybe the next coach can, you know, help, you know, push him along.
I think sometimes we overthink it with Derrick Henry. We don't want to run him into the ground because he is on that other side, the back nine of his career.
Well, I saw him walking through here earlier this week, and it didn't look like
he's moving good. He's moving good. I'm not going to try to tackle him. I'll tell you that much.
So you don't have any faith in Bateman?
What's that?
Bateman? You don't have any faith in Rashad Bateman?
Who's that?
Rashad Bateman.
Oh, Bateman. Yeah, you know, he's a good complimentary piece, but I don't think he's going to be that guy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a fan of him for sure. Yeah.
No, I think that's definitely what the Ravens need. And I feel like they've needed it since they drafted Zay Flowers. Like, Zay Flowers is definitely a guy that can create, but also
number one though.
And that's and I think he has a point with them, you know, really relying on Lamar too much. Like, you could definitely put athletes around him, but it's the right athletes. Biasly speaking, you know, with the Eagles, they were able to get over that hump with the addition of an AJ Brown and also a Saquon Barkley. And when you have like the NFL has been this passing league for a while, but I feel like it's starting to flip on its head. Like, it's becoming that dominant defensive league. Going back to last year again, the Eagles were able to put pressure on Patrick with the front four. And I think that's the recipe for the next couple of years. Like, you need guys that can win in the trenches.
But you got to remember too that they've done they had like the Chiefs recipe where you bring in an older Derrick Henry, you bring in an older DeAndre Hopkins, and you're expecting them to make miracles happen. And it's like, no, they're not DeAndre when he was in Houston. They're not Derrick Henry when he was in Tennessee. So I mean, I think they got to get some new guys.
If I'm not mistaken, every starter on the Ravens defense is a first round pick. Am I right on that? I think every starter, they started 11 first-round draft picks.
It wasn't 11. It wasn't 11.
Somewhat close.
It was like
yeah,
7
yeah,
or 8.
Yeah.
But yeah,
A portion of it was first-round draft picks.
Yeah.
And I think the defense there will be fine. I mean, just the cornerstone of having a Kyle Hamilton.
Yes.
Like
he's great.
being able to have an athlete like that. And I think that's where the Chiefs, I feel like that's where the Chiefs missed. You don't have that guy that's like a Justin Reed or what's his name? Tyrann Mathieu. Yeah. You don't have like a quarterback on defense that can take the top off of the offense on the other side. But I definitely agree with you that they need that number one wide receiver that can really like be dependable. Because even tight end play, like you guys' tight end play is definitely really there. But I mean,
Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews. Yeah.
They need a guy like the guy that just walked behind us was Barry Sanders. They need somebody like that.
Barry, we need you.
Yeah.
When you look at the rest of the AFC North, and nobody really scares me. The Browns are the Browns still. The Bengals have so many defensive issues. My goodness.
Yes.
So it's going to take some time there. And then Pittsburgh seemingly is resetting a little bit. They're an older team right now. Is Aaron Rodgers really Aaron Rodgers anymore? Obviously not. And
he's better than what you could get on the free agency market right now.
Probably. So I'm not concerned about the teams around the Ravens in that division for sure.
Yeah. Definitely.
I was going to ask, who do you think will be your sleeper team for next year then?
Sleeper team? That's a great question. It really depends on what happens in free agency and what happens in the draft. But I'm in DC. I cover the Commanders pretty heavily on Fox in particular. And I think they could be a bounce back candidate, resetting a little bit with their coaching staff. Dan Quinn is still there, but they're bringing in new folks. And they just had so many injuries. They had so much bad luck. They had a lot of good luck in 2024. The ball bounced in their direction. This season, it did not.
Right.
So I would expect maybe somewhere in the middle, right? Not a magical season, but a good performance, potentially a division title, but certainly a wild card in the mix.
And then how do you feel about Jaden Daniels? Like, can we consider this year a step back from him?
No, I give him a pass just because he had basically no help.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense was down to like their third and fourth starting cornerbacks, which is just not a recipe to win football games. And that puts a lot of pressure on Jaden to make things happen. Obviously, injuries were a big story for him this year. So
the front office didn't help that.
They didn't. They didn't. They got to target the offensive line a little bit here in the draft and then build out that front seven because they need to get a lot more physical to beat a team like Philadelphia.
Yes.
Who routinely runs over the Commanders.
No, definitely. And that's, I mean, the Eagles could improve in certain areas, and especially in the, on the offensive coordinator end, you would hope that, this new coordinator comes in. He's never called plays. He's never been like the top guy on the offensive end. But with the talent that they have on the roster still, they could make some noise. But I feel like the Commanders might need another year or two before they even, become that competitive to be on the top of the NFC East. Because I mean, Dak is still going to be Dak.
Right. They're going to score.
I don't feel like the Cowboys are going to take any steps back. So
I don't see a lot of people talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, their defense is pretty tough. Trevor Lawrence at the end of the year was coming alive. They have a good two-man running game. They picked up a good receiver. What was the receiver from last year that played Brian Thomas Jr.? He took a little step back, and I think his second year he could be more productive. That's the team I look at because C.J. Stroud played horrible in the playoffs this year against the Denver Broncos.
And that's whose emergence I'm waiting on in the AFC is C.J. Stroud. Like the Texans really have an opportunity, and I feel like their window is going to close really quick with how wide open the AFC is without Patrick. And I mean, if Patrick comes back week 1, good. But if I'm a Chiefs fan, I don't want him back till week 8.
Once those contracts, those defensive guys start getting up there, it's like, what y'all going to do?
Yeah.
So you're going to pay offense or you're going to pay the deep to keep the defense together. And we've seen, and their defense kind of reminds me of Seattle, of Legion of Boom.
Oh, they swarm you.
Yeah.
I thought they should have put in David Mills after halftime after all those interceptions.
Literally.
You needed to change the pace.
Yeah.
As the Chiefs vibes officer, man, what's the rest of your weekend look like?
So I've got a few more hits today, and then funny enough, I'm out of here. I'm flying out this afternoon.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
Yeah, going back, and then Got a Hinge date this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm a busy man.
So,
I'm a busy man.
any tips? It's love season. Valentine's
Yes,
Day is around the
yes.
corner. Like, what is the secret to swiping right and it being a success?
It's so hilarious. I was on a college radio station yesterday, and they're all like, "Can we review your Hinge profile live on air?" I'm like, obviously, of course.
Yeah.
I think be unapologetically yourself. And I am definitely that on the
Yes.
profile. You know
Yeah.
exactly what you're getting into
Yeah.
before you even meet me. And I think being authentically yourself is so important. You know, there's this interesting trend out there about guys getting into hobbies to seem more attractive. We talked about this on one of the lifestyle
Yeah.
shows on Fox, like book club or running club, just to seem more attractive
Listen,
to
I've
women.
thought about joining a running club.
Yeah.
There's some attractive men in there now.
There
Am
you
I
go.
gonna run? I don't know.
Some athletes
Twist-
over
you gonna
there.
twist the ankle and
I
see if
might
it'll help
just think I'm like, ew.
It sounds good until you gotta actually run.
Exactly.
Wait, after work.
Damsel in distress.
But I do think that can seem a little bit disingenuous because you're not really into it. You're just
Right.
like doing it to put on a performance. Be who you are, and then everything will fall into place.
All right.
It was really fun for me to be like, "Hey, I'm going to the Super Bowl. Can we like do this weekend?"
Yeah.
That's
All
cool.
right. Who you got winning? You said you got Seattle, right?
Got Seattle. I
Okay.
think it's going to be a blowout, guys. I really do. I don't want that.
Exact
but
score? Exact score, guess?
30-20 is my score prediction.
All right.
Okay.
So I think, score-wise, not a blowout, but I think Seattle is going to heavily outplay New England.
And
in
do you
this game.
think this 30 is going to come from offense, or is it going to be a mix of offense, the
I think it's gonna
defense
be a
scoring
mix.
too?
I think
yeah.
a defensive touchdown is in the mix, and I think a special teams touchdown is a
Okay.
possibility.
There you go.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and then just a fun little prop for everybody out there. The Gatorade color to be poured on the winning head coach,
Yeah.
blue.
Blue.
Since
Okay.
2015, blue has been the color at a 40% clip.
It was
That's
orange
research
with the
right there.
Chiefs. It was orange, I believe, with the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's never been red
Yeah.
in the history of the
Ah.
Super Bowl.
Never
Really?
been red.
Never been red.
Okay.
Nobody wants that red
Right.
dye.
That's true. That's
Make
true.
America healthy again. Right?
Yeah.
How can people
So-
catch up with you?
Yeah, Cam Rogers live on all social media, Believe Network as well. You guys are awesome. We love working with you and partnering with you. And
Yeah.
here's to a great weekend.
You're
Yes,
so great
indeed.
weekend.
Appreciate you.
Good
All
luck
right,
on the
that's
date.
Cam Rogers, Chiefs Vibe Officer, Believe Network. We'll be back here with more guests live from Radio Row.
The views and opinions expressed of the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.